buddy.
It's the middle of October already. God, time is flying. Oh man, big episode 30, man.
Yeah, man.
You already know the vibes. Welcome to the Freedom Cage podcast, where we lock into a free state of mind each and every pay week on all DSPs, of course. But I got my main guy, my ace, my left and my right this week, Sean, better known as Mr. Senor Lee on all your socials.
You know.
And me, I'm Kenny, man. Also known as King Catholic on all those socials. But it's been a quick couple of weeks though, man. But how you doing? Talk to me.
I'm doing good, man. Made it past the birthday storm, so that was good. Everybody was really happy and all that. So just getting back into the swing of things. I mean, the energy was different over the last month or so. Like,
In a good
just
way or a bad way?
it was more reflective than anything. Like they call it Mercury retrograde,
Oh,
where
don't hit me with the. Oh
I
man.
know I know a lot of people don't believe in stuff like that,
Uh huh.
but it was synonymous with how I was feeling because there was nothing to really be like down and out about. But when it came to find energy to do stuff, to be motivated, like we talked about last
Yes, yes.
episode, I just I had to dig deep.
You know what else it is as well. The the time back didn't happen yet. I think it's like the early next month, November. But
Right, right.
it getting darker earlier. The sun not shining as hard as it used to. It just seems like we had a lot more cloudy days this past couple of weeks than before. But I just blamed it on the weather. Honestly.
It could be. It could
uh,
be.
but other than that, family good. Everybody cool.
Yeah, man, no complaints. Everybody's doing good. Um, just going through the motions right now. You know what I mean?
Hey
Get
man,
holidays are around the corner.
coming up soon, man. Gotta go
Yeah,
pumpkin
man.
picking and all that. Get some cider donuts somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Probably gotta do it this weekend. Ugh.
Yeah, we had what is it? An extended birthday celebration for my wife.
Oh yeah, shouts to Shay. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Big
yes,
birthday this
man.
weekend.
Yeah. So we went to what was it like a brunch,
Mhm.
and brunch is like the new like clubbing for older people.
Yeah, we can't do them late nights no more, man. The
Facts,
day
facts.
parties is the
Like
move.
hell yeah, like you could get your what is it? Your steak and waffles, your chicken and waffles. Get you a couple of mimosas or
And it's
sangrias,
one
whatever it
thirty.
is
And
that
it's
you're
1:30.
poisoning, and
Like you
then
can't beat
before
that.
you know it, it's like you're home by 10 o'clock.
You can't beat that. And that's a late night. Like
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, but it was a really nice ambiance. It was a really cool place. It's called Harbor in the
Harbor
city.
Harbor. Okay.
It was cool, man.
Open atmosphere or how was it? It was big, small.
Oh, it was big, man. It was big. Like the DJ was lit. We was in there with some really cool people, and it's always good to celebrate with people that are cool, right? Because you could
It's the
end
only
up
way to do it.
right. You could end up in certain parties where the atmosphere just really sucks, and
If you got the
you,
right
you
crowd
know,
though, yeah.
yeah, man. So it was good to be a part of that, and she had a great time. So yeah,
How was being outside? How was those vibes?
it was cool. Like I think at this point some people are just like,
Over it.
yo, if I'm outside, I'm
All right.
outside. Like I'm not gonna be half outside, right? Like, how do you go to a brunch party and you trying to social distance? You
You
might as
can't.
well stay at home.
You might as well just Uber Eats it like you always been doing.
Yeah, yeah. So it was cool, man. It was a good time. Other than that, just chilling.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. These weekends are going by quick, man. You got your pumpkin picking in yet?
Nah, I've seen people already started with the pumpkins and the apples. No, I haven't started nothing.
Man. I'm trying to avoid it like the plague. I just hope I don't land on a Sunday with the season coming, man. Honestly, I'll rather if I have to pick a football day, I'd rather go on a Saturday.
I
But
hear
we'll see
that.
how it happens. Other whack shit this other week though. It seems both my kids' schools have different protocols on COVID. Both had close contact or trace contact, as they say. This past Friday, one school said, take a test, if negative, come back Monday. The other school said, wait 5 days, take a PCR, don't come back, and if you're good, you come back the following Monday.
Really?
I'm like, I gotta wait 8 days, 8 business days to bring my kid back to school. It's like, yeah. I'm like, so what's she supposed to do? It's like, oh well, we have remote available where she could just jump in, and I said, jump in.
It's like it's double dutch.
She's like, I waited for 14 months to tell you, wake your ass up. You gotta go to school. I can't do this all over again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then she come back in 8 days. I'm just curious to know how this works with like attendance. Like, if this happens twice a month, So it's just like, yo, you gotta take this 5 off. Oh, you gotta take this 5 off. You're only doing 60, 70% of the days a month. It's not. It's a lot of days. And then yeah, just you wasn't a participant in school. I just hope the kids don't get fucked up and left back.
Right.
But other than that, though, man, week's been good. It's like, other than that mild adjustment and the work schedules with the missus, it's been all right though. Everything's working out. Works good. No complaints. Baby boy doing good. Sleeping through the night. Thank the heavens. But can't call him, man. Middle October.
Yeah, yeah.
What else is going on? What else is going on in the current news today?
In the current news, I actually went to go see a play the
Oh,
other day called Lackawanna Blues.
mm,
It features Ruben Santiago Hudson.
okay.
He's actually been in a couple of films, but the premise of it is it's a one man play where he's talking about growing up in Lackawanna, New York,
Mhm.
and all the different people that he encountered. But the real premise is being raised by someone called Nanny, and it's pretty dope if you love like jazz music and
Big fan.
like Broadway plays. It was a cool experience, man.
Like
But in walking in there, right? So I got my Freedom Cage podcast shirt on, right?
Mhm.
My
Mhm.
wife has on like this bright neon outfit,
Y'all just walked in like.
right? Like that she got from this girl, and we stand out. You know what I mean? There were probably like two black people in there. Other than that, it was a lot of white
Was
people.
everybody like dressed up like not suits but
No, they were casual, thank
okay
God.
okay.
Like if they would have been wearing ball gowns, she would have looked at me like I was
She's
crazy.
like, fam, you ain't want to give me no heads up.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So we walk in and we go get seated. Like so when we're about to go sit down, like there's three people there, three
Mhm.
white people, and they look at us and they gave us like the double take.
You should.
And cause I when I first saw them, I was like, hey, good evening. Those are our seats right there.
Mhm.
So they look at the seats and then they look at us again and then they look at themselves. I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, you know what I mean? I'm like,
Oh.
yes, those seats, those two right
They
there, that's
weren't
us.
sitting in the seats. You just have to pass them to get to your seat.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
just to pass them.
Whew.
So they finally like get the
Get the
message,
shuffling.
like
Yeah,
we gotta go.
get the shuffling.
You know what I'm saying? So when we go in, we sit down, right? Then there's two open seats next to us, so we're like, damn, we might have to get up again soon. So then those two people come. So there's a bag like right at the end that I didn't see,
Mm.
and I stepped on that bag and my ankle kind of like twisted to the left. Bro, it was either the bag or me. I crushed the shit out that dude's bag. Like I don't know what was in there. I hope it wasn't a
Uh,
laptop.
probably tried to sneak a
Yo,
hero.
but I had to like dig my heel in and do like a
Yeah.
turn and hold on.
Oh, you do a football move with a shit.
Yeah, man. So finally I got my balance together. And the people pass, and then we go sit back down. And it's like Shay's looking at me. She's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "I think so." Yo, bro, that pain shot up my lower back to my neck.
Jesus.
Like
So
I was
fast.
surprisingly, I woke up okay
Okay.
the next
Hey man,
day. But
working out works out.
yeah, man, it was cool.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah,
Lackawanna Blues. All right, I gotta throw
yeah,
that on the
yeah.
list. I haven't been to a bro. Last one I think I seen was like The Lion King, and that was super dope. But it was
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 years ago. Outside was way outside at that point. But I gotta get back. I
Yeah,
gotta get back.
yeah.
It was over on Broadway, or they had it
It
down
was
in the
over on
theater in the
Broadway, like
theater
it was
district.
the Samuel J. Theater,
Copy,
Samuel J. Friedman Theater. Yeah.
copy. All right,
Yep.
all right. See, we
Yeah,
cultured
man.
out here, Freedom Cage
Oh,
Podcast.
you
We don't
know,
just do hood shit.
you,
We do nice shit too.
you know how it
Let me
is.
just get the fuck out the way though. If we coming down the road, like, 'cause it's not gonna work out. You know what I mean? For you or us. Oh man. Ah, they disrespectful again. I seen the video to this. This George Morrow, the George Floyd Morrow, the dude vandalized
Yeah.
skateboard. Regular. I can't tell if he was. They didn't give his age. I don't know if he's like a teenager or a young 20 or whatever. But
Right.
you see him like kind of sneaking around. You know what I mean? It was just like the fact that they pointed at him in the video. Now you're just overly watching him. Now it's just like
Right.
he
Right.
looks suspicious once you're looking at him. You know. Then he threw the paint. Just thought he was gonna boogie off on the skateboard. I'm like, I just don't get the mindset. Like, what's the purpose?
Yeah.
Like, how does this truly bother you to the point where you feel you have to just throw paint on a statue that was just put up recently?
Yeah, and that's exactly what George Floyd's brother said. Like he would like to sit down and talk with the person because, like, what did you get out of that?
Like, like you really went to your local paint store, bought some paint, came all the way down here on your skateboard,
Yeah.
opened it discreetly, and felt this was Like you had a lot of choices to be like, you know what? I'm bugging. I'm not gonna go. I'm not. Can't. You had a lot of chances to turn around, but you still went with that stupid act. I think they caught him. I believe. I don't know what kind of charge it is for it, but I hope they put him away for like a good 20 days. Like
Oh yeah, oh
just to
yeah,
teach him a lesson. Like you can't do shit like that, bro.
yeah, and then make them do like community service.
Oh,
Let
for
them
sure,
like
for
do some
sure.
sort of anti-racist, discriminatory,
I hope
destruction of
I
property,
hope they
whatever it
make him
is.
clean up the highways that run through the hood.
Yeah, should
Like
make him clean up what he did.
like at a bare minimum. I was thinking that, but I just wouldn't trust him. Like, you know what I'm saying? He might come through with
That's
acid
true.
this
That's
time.
true.
Like, oh, this nigga's prepared now. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? But I don't know, it's nasty out there sometimes.
indeed, man, indeed.
What's this? Oh, talks about Tesla. I keep looking at him.
Yeah.
Keep looking at him.
So it was mixed reports, right? Because the first one was they were hit with a lawsuit for 137 million. Then, like I think the next minute, Shade Room was like they paid 137 million. But the premise of this is Owen Diaz actually put a lawsuit against Tesla saying that when he worked at the factory on Fremont, all over the floor there was using the N word, racial slurs.
Hmm.
He saw racist graffiti in the bathrooms and a racially insensitive cartoon. So
So
it's
like the same day,
well,
like, god damn.
through his time working there,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
you
Jesus.
know what I mean. But he says there was just discrimination every day working in that factory, and it's still up in the air. I don't know if he got paid or
Mm-hmm.
this is the number of the lawsuit, but 137 million's on the table, and if it's true, man, I'm definitely rooting for him.
137 million. That's like I'm not the Weeman numbers
Yeah.
as far as like we disrespected you. Sorry about that.
Mhm.
This is a large sum of money just in an NDA we're gonna need you to sign.
Yeah.
Just for any future stuff. In case you want to write a book, we just gonna put a kibosh on that right now. You know what I mean? But what nationality was this? Do you know?
I didn't confirm none of that because they didn't really go that deep into that in the
Okay.
article.
Be
But
funny if it was a white guy. But uh, I don't know. Like that's a lot of money though for some.
I thought it was a bit excessive too. But Tesla got it like that.
I was just about to like they
Yeah.
ain't hurting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just to make it go away. Like you probably could have let that go away for like 50, 75 though.
Hey, listen. That's why I was like with the mixed reports. I don't know. I don't know if he
Yeah,
got paid. I
yeah.
don't know if that was the number. I don't know if that's even a true number.
Ugh.
I just know that right now, he's the plaintiff, and it looked like Tesla's gonna pay up just to
Yeah,
get it
they
out
might
the.
just send a check so they ain't got to go to court. Like
I hear that.
I think they got money like that. Yeah, to pay the lawyer, to pay the other guy, to pay him to cut the check and go that way. Like, all right.
Yeah, and you'll be surprised how many companies have stuff like this that goes down, man. I mean, it's just sad because you don't want to put a price on your dignity or your ethnicity,
Mhm.
but you want to make them hurt in some
Yeah,
form or
in the
fashion.
same fashion. Like, how do you? That's a gray area that's kind of hard to maintain. You know,
Absolutely, yeah, man.
like if you get fired, unfortunately, you got to play the race card to just to like, hey man, I was the only guy doing this, and they go, you were. We might have a lawsuit. It's like, wait. I was just bringing that up in conversation. I'm not trying to attack you for
Yeah.
the situation. It's like, yeah, but this would work in our favor.
Mhm.
Now you start thinking about like, what was that guy who looked at me funny when my shoelace became loose? Like, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
start adding shit to the fire, not helping nobody.
Yeah, but that ends up hurting a lot of really good managers because and that's why that like you said there's that gray area of your relationship with the people you work with.
Hmm.
You have the way you talk outside of the workplace, and then sometimes when you incorporate that because you think you're cool,
You're never
and
cool.
people think they're in the club.
Mm-mm.
And for those listening, I'm doing quotation marks right now.
That's why
Um,
you should go to YouTube. But go ahead.
definitely subscribe. Um, it becomes tough for them because say you're talking to someone who you're close with and you use the N word or anything like that,
Hmm.
but you're both in Arabic
Correct.
and there's a black person working in the area. Something happens, they get fired. All of a sudden, now there's a claim that there were racial slurs being used at the job and they didn't like that. I didn't like it, so they
Hmm.
fired me. Like I
Mm.
seen other companies face stuff like this all the time. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like a he say, she say, but it's like
Yeah,
what he
man.
say is sensitive to a lot of people. So
Right?
even if this is a false claim, we can't like it's so hot topic at this moment.
That's right.
Corporations don't even want to touch this if they
Mm-mm.
could avoid it. It's like, yo, whatever we gotta do to nip this in the butt, let's do that
Mhm.
yesterday.
Yeah, man.
PR people ain't getting paid enough these days. Like I should have went to school for that. 'Cause everybody got to get protected for some shit they did some time ago. But um, um, cops can't keep doing this, right?
We I
like,
mean, you can only protest but so much. Like I'm not saying we're going to stop, but this one right here was just ridiculous, man. I mean, so Clifford Owens B was forcibly removed from his car by police in Ohio. Now I know this sounds like a repetitive movie, right?
mhm. What else is new, right?
Black man driving, forcibly removed by police,
All
prob-
normal.
yeah, probably assaulted. The unique part of this story is that Clifford is a paraplegic, and during this recorded encounter, he is telling the officers, "Hey, I'm paraplegic. You can't put your hands on me because you can hurt me. Because if I'm not removed properly, you can damage something else."
Hmm.
And then you see the video show these cops proceed to forcibly remove him, throw him against the floor, handcuff him, then drag him. And then the cop that stood behind threw his something, I think some article of clothing into his car while they dragged him over to the police car.
Like, regardless of the crime, if it came to a reasonable point where you turned your lights on, the vehicle stopped, and the hands are, where you can see them, and there's no visible weapon that you see, like, just if this is a ticket situation,
Right.
ask for the license, issue the ticket. Just be that guy. You put me on for a reason.
Right.
It wasn't because there was a bank robbery in the area and this car was the car that someone reported speeding away from the vicinity.
Right.
No, you was just waiting to see something most of the time, sitting on the corner, somewhere indiscreetly, pull us over, and it's never just a ticket. Like it's always more than just a ticket. Like I hope for the ticket a lot.
Yeah.
It's like he saw me roll through the stop sign. Hey officer, in your head you know what you did. It's like get out the car. It's like it's just a stop sign.
Yep.
I don't think this is necessary, but I don't want to get shot neither.
Oh yeah.
So, like, it's a wild choice you got to make every time you see the lights behind you.
Yeah,
But him being
absolutely, man.
paraplegic on top of it, like, there's no threat here. We're, like,
That's exactly what I thought. Like worst case scenario, put your keys on the dash. We'll have someone come who can assist you out the car.
hmm
And it's always crazy because you want to know the full story, right? Like what was so bad about this
like,
interaction that you needed him to step out of the car?
and I don't know if they ever disclosed that info, but I don't recall ever
Yeah.
hearing it neither. Like, what if it, you know, broken tail light or something, whatever it may be. I'm not sure the purpose of the pullover in the first place.
Right.
And for it to go that far, that extreme again, yeah, niggas numb to it. You know what I mean? I don't know how to keep saying I'm mad again and then, waking up tomorrow and going to work doing regular shit.
Mm. It's still disgusting to see, man.
For sure.
It's really disgusting.
Big time. Big time.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets another handsome reward from the city because that was unjust,
Mhm.
unnecessary, and hopefully the cops, get some time and lose their badges over the gig because this is not the whole protect and serve thing. You're not doing neither there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So before we move over to the question segment, I want to send a special shout out to all of my Latinx people out there. Today marks the last day of Latinx Heritage Month. To all my Panamanians, man, I hope y'all had a great month, and it's just so amazing to be a part of it, a part of this culture, and I just hope you guys realize that the awareness of this month doesn't have to stop here. You know what I mean? Just like Black History Month, right? We don't have to wait till February to celebrate, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We can always do something, but just wanted to send that out to my community, man.
Man, shout out to the communities.
Yes, yes. All right, so you want to start this off for me?
I gotta start this off. I gotta ask you.
Let's
I
do
gotta
it.
ask you. Question segment real quick. If you could sit down and have a conversation with a public figure, who would it be and why?
Dead or alive?
Give me two. Give me one dead. Give me one alive.
All right. So unfortunately not here with us, I would say Malcolm X. And the reason why is because I would just like to know his frame of mind walking into Audubon Ballroom, probably knowing that,
This was it.
yeah, at any moment this was it. Now, regardless of the movies, right? I know they all depict him in different ways, and even the TV show The Godfather, or Godfather of Harlem. I would just like to know how he still stayed solid, stayed motivated to the movement, knowing that his life was in danger because I I I couldn't imagine going through something like that and
Um,
still standing in front of a group of people who wanted
look,
to maybe here to end
yeah,
my
yeah,
life.
yeah, yeah. Like a majority looking for leadership, the good
Yeah,
word. Others just looking out for hurtful and the exact opposite of what you're trying to preach. But
yeah,
not to speak for him, not to know, but it's like I think he, at that point in his life or journey, he kind of knew at this point he was a target. So those that wasn't very accepting to the way he spoke, the way he moved his actions. Not that he might have been numb to it. Once again, I can't speak for him, but I don't think he lived in fear about it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? You know
And
what I mean?
I would like to hear, like, how do you do that? I know you can't really like teach someone how to live with fear,
Mm-hmm.
but to hear him tell that story of, what he was feeling. Maybe he was fucking terrified, but he couldn't show it because he had to be strong. I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
to be a part of one of the biggest movements, then have all of them turn their back on you, including Muhammad Ali. And I actually just watched the Blood Brothers special on Netflix
Mm.
about their relationship.
I gotta
If you
catch
get it,
that.
yeah, if you get a chance, check
Blood
it out.
Brothers. Write that down.
It's the it's a good rendition from both Malcolm and Muhammad's kids about
Okay.
what they recollect from their
Ah, gotcha, gotcha,
relationship,
gotcha. Okay.
and it's really really cool. And you know, Muhammad Ali in his last days regretted the way he handled, not being his friend before he was
Mm.
assassinated. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those really tough things that you got to go to your grave with, unfortunately. But yeah, that's why I would pick Malcolm. And then alive, that's a tough one, man, because there's so many people I would like to sit down and talk to.
Mm.
The obvious would be Barack, right? Like, to I've read his books, and just seeing him be the first president, that would be cool. But if I had to pick someone else, I would say Denzel.
Denzel.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because Denzel just every time I've seen this man speak, it's like he's a walking quotation.
Yes.
Like,
Everything sounds like a movie line, no matter what it is.
yeah, like he's a walking like quotation. Like he always has something profound to say.
Mm.
And that's a man that's a thinker, right? That's someone who sits down and intentionally prepares for an encounter.
Mm.
Like there's been times when he's been interviewed and asked questions and he's corrected people in the question
Mm-hmm.
and smiled and walked away.
Yep. I've seen that one.
Genius.
That boy good.
Yeah.
That boy good. That boy good at what he do.
How about you, man?
If I had to have a combo with the public, I think I'm gonna go with live first. I'm gonna go with MJ, Michael Jordan.
Mm.
Um, just because I feel like I dedicated so much money to his whole, what I mean, his whole $1 billion company. I just want to just got a few questions. Like, what if you did take the the Adidas deal instead of the Nike deal?
Mm.
How do you think your life would be today? Like, little shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
is there anybody in the league that really is ever better than you? You got to think somebody was, had your day, one good day. But, Jordan probably being the nigga he is like, nah, I was always better than niggas, man. Niggas are so trash when they go play baseball. you know?
I played
But,
baseball and came back.
yeah, and came back and did it again on them niggas.
Hmm.
He got an official talk shit button if you ever want to pull that card. But yeah, he'll be my live guy to talk to just because
Okay.
I'm invested at this point.
Yeah.
So I mean, it would be cool to ask the owner some questions. As far as dead, hmm, you know what? I got some questions for Michael Jackson, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Mm.
I got some real questions. I need to know what the fuck happened in that Wonderland. Like, why was
Mm.
Macaulay? I need to know from you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got shit I'm hearing. I don't want to believe it, and I just need you to convince me to keep believing what I'm believing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, hey, you just like kids because you ain't have a childhood. Hey, that's cool, but just make sure it wasn't nasty. Because if it was nasty, I gotta throw your shit in R. Kelly's pile, and that pile's growing by the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I would like some clarity on that. As far as anything else, I just want to know if it really was as bad as the movie depicted with growing up with
With
Joe.
Joe Jackson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you know the movies that they had the scenes were just like ooh ah.
Yeah.
Imagine if for him like oh no for me it was peaches and cream like you know what I'm saying I was a young boy singer like Jermaine and them know
Hell yeah.
them
Tito
niggas
got it the
Tito
worst.
got it Tito got it bad often like you know what I mean but yeah I'll ask him some cool questions if I could
All right.
yeah
That's fair.
that'll be my two that'll be my two.
That's fair.
What's this I'm gonna start this off because I'm gonna have to fit through this off the rip like this question actually is a question that was said by a separate individual, an Andrea Downey from The Sun, actually.
hmm
She stated that, men have better sex with women who are emotionally unstable. Um, Before I answer, I'm just going to go out and say, like, on my brokest day, I felt the dick was better. Personally, like, you know what I'm saying, and not that that was a financially unstable person to me that day. Emotionally, like I'm up and down every day. It is what it is. But if when I was down, I would, me personally, I am a better performer if it was me.
mm.
If the roles were reversed, I don't know if I don't know. Talk to me. What's your thoughts, man? Talk to me.
So I gotta admit, I stared at this question for a while, and it's not really even a question, right? It's a statement, and it's like, do you believe it or not? So, I mean, naturally, any man is gonna start to go to their Rolodex, right? Like, depending on how many partners you've had, or your stories with your boys. What type of women did they associate with, like, having really good sex? And were these women toxic, or were these women
Damaged, yeah.
like, yeah, you know what I mean? Now, it's tough for me to pinpoint this because I think it can be either or. I don't think it's only I can have better sex with an emotionally unstable woman.
Hmm.
Like, I could meet a woman who's clearly got her emotions intact and then have great sex with her, and then all of a sudden the emotions become unstable. So is this pre-sex, post-sex? you know?
If that was the situation and she became emotionally unstable, did the sex get better though?
Yes.
See, ladies and gentlemen,
because
the
it's
answer's true.
because if you think about it, right, and this is for everybody out here, makeup sex, angry sex, best sex. I
Mhm.
mean, hands down, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you really think about it, if either one of y'all are in an emotional state where you're trying to figure out where the relationship is at, right? The worst thing you could do is have sex because it just confuses things further.
Hmm.
But in that moment, in those
Mhm.
whatever time frame that it lasted,
Mhm.
it's glorious, right? You don't know where your body starts and her body ends. It's
Mhm.
just this sweaty drunk, you know what I
Motion
mean?
in the ocean.
Yeah,
Okay.
just tub of ecstasy and emotions, and then after you're done, it's like your emotions leave with it, and now
Mhm.
you're like, oh fuck,
You like trying to
yeah,
snap out of whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, ooh,
yeah.
shit, I'm late for work. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like,
now it's that awkward, like, who's gonna get dressed first? Whose house are you at? Oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. Like,
mm.
there's a lot that goes into that, man. But
But was it better if they were emotionally unstable?
it I don't think it's the emotionally unstable part. I think it's the threat that this may be the last time.
Hmm.
If you know what I mean? Like, so for anybody who's been in that situation where it was like, yeah, you don't know if she's gonna keep you or he's gonna keep her
Mhm.
or whatever the partner situation is, but this goes down.
Mhm.
It's usually that one drunk night where probably a mutual friends party or you happen to be in the same area, whatever the situation is. I think it's just that threat of this may not last long because
Hmm.
one person usually has the power in this type of situation.
Is it the man
Emotionally
or the woman?
unstable. It could be either or. It could be
Mm.
either or, man.
I
That's
need
the
y'all to
thing.
tell us who has the power in these
Yeah,
situations.
y'all gotta tell us, man.
The emotionally unstable could be mind fucking the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, just she just happened to know you like that,
Right.
so she pretend to be damaged. Oh, that's deep.
Right.
That's
Because you
deep.
got situations where it could be either the man or the woman. They think they want a relationship, lead this person on, get involved in really good sex, and then all of a sudden, uh, I don't, I'm not really ready for a commitment. Now
Yeah,
it's like,
I usually come from the guy side,
what?
like an 80-20 guy side. It's like, yo, man,
Oh,
this has been great.
listen, I think we're getting a bad rap. The ladies are starting to take over the game. They're starting to take over the game on the low.
Keep it a buck. They're already up in the score. Like we just, we're playing hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? We down 30, but we're
Yeah,
playing hard. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So we kind of we kind of fake trying to keep up,
yeah.
but it's one of those you'll never catch up to situations.
Nah, not at all. They run the world.
Man, you know the vibes. You know the vibes.
For sure, for sure,
I'm gonna take you back real quick.
man.
Better school lunch, junior high, high school.
Junior high school.
Why?
Because high school, I had to pay for
Free food
it. Straight up.
always does
I
have a better taste to it for some reason,
Yeah.
man.
So shout out to all my Grady heads. You had to bring in your mother's income, and if the income was at a certain mark, you could get free lunch.
Mm.
And then Grady, we called it skills.
Mm-hmm.
If you ate the lunch. So some people got it, some people didn't. Right? I didn't. I don't make the rules, people. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not judging anybody. That's what I remember. My mom had to bring her stuff, and when they saw what she was making, no, I had to pay for my lunch
They
to
said,
eat school
"Ooh,
lunch.
you just missed the threshold."
Yeah. So I never got to enjoy high school lunch, but
Mm.
junior high school lunch,
Yeah.
hamburger days,
Fish and cheese,
pizza.
fish cheeses, man.
Oh my
I ain't seen one
god.
since.
Nah.
I don't even know. I don't even know where they got them from.
Yeah. I
I
wonder
ain't,
what the school lunch is like now for the kids, man.
I don't know. You know what? My kids actually eat a lot of pizza and fruit.
Mm. Oh yeah, oranges were me all day.
Yeah, I could do
I
those.
used to go to lunch lady, ask for like two, three more. I loved oranges.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's what about you?
Yeah, high school, I never ate the school lunch. We had like a Esso store that was
Mm.
right outside the cafeteria, so I was heavy on the Esso store, like it was a corner store. I was like, yo, I need another Snapple, yo. I'm
I
just
hear
back and forth doing dumb shit. I'm going in between lunch periods that ain't mine. Like, yo, I'm not even going there. I'm just going right here to the store. Yo, need some combos? Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
blue bag. Yeah. And another Snapple. Yeah, like, I was an Esso store guy, so I was never really hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me it was Pop Tarts. I would go in the homeroom, they had
Mm,
the vending machine in there, Pop
cla-
Tarts all day.
classic,
You know what I'm
classic.
saying? Or they let you leave the school for lunch. So we used to walk up to where the train station was at,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a Chinese store there. Everybody went there to get pork fried rice. That shit would like it was like, and come on now, like back then it was probably like I think it was like 50 cents to $1 for that shit.
Oh yeah, food was way cheaper.
Yeah,
Like,
man. So you ain't need much money to eat good in
man,
high
China
school.
side combo. You get two wings and rice for like 250
What?
tops. Like it was awesome. It was awesome
Hell
back then.
yeah, man. And everybody used to be late because everybody was at that same store right off the train getting the sausage, egg, and cheese.
And, yeah, you see half your class outside.
Hell yeah.
Like, yo, you told I was here? Nice, man. High fives and shit. Like, that's
Hell
funny.
yeah, man. Yep.
Um, so it's a weird two-parter. Have you ever danced with your parents?
Yeah. Not my father though. God rest his soul, but my mother,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Have you? Have anyone ever been able to perceive said dances as inappropriate?
Never.
Seems Kodak Black and his mom have a different kind of relationship.
Mm.
They were caught on camera. Uh, dancing with his mother. Lady raised them. I know they love each other to death, but he was almost like groping her, like
Mm.
like he, from the video view. I can't say he squeezed her rear, but he like hovered over it very closely, and it just seemed like it was a bit more. My parents are two step. Like it's
Yeah.
not even contact unless it's like a father daughter wedding dance, and that's just still a longer two step. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to see that on video, I was a little. just confused. Like I don't know if he's still emotionally damaged from his in and outs behind the wall, unfortunately. But like he has a good head because he always does for his neighborhood. I always see him handing out air conditioners in 98-degree heat.
Yeah,
Like what I'm saying? Like he's always out there like doing his best effort, but his 3 steps forward and his 1 step back be hard 1 steps.
yeah,
You know what I mean? In this one, I just didn't get it. I didn't understand it. And he just kind of blew it off like, "No, it's my mom. You don't love her." We all like, "Yeah, I love my mom too." Not like that. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But that's what I want to ask. I was like, it's weird. Like,
yeah. I I got nothing to offer for that way, man. Everybody has different relationships, and some things probably need to stay off camera. I
yeah.
mean, I don't know. I know I wouldn't do it.
What made me nervous was if they were this comfortable on camera, what does slash did happen behind closed whatever. But
Yeah.
oh, Avirex is making a comeback, man.
Yeah,
I've been
man.
looking at them old classic jackets like
I saw it.
I could use a black one in the closet, you know what I mean? But then I was wondering, like, yo, did I miss the window? Like, you know what I'm saying? I know they're retro and stuff, but like, am I too
Negative.
old now? Like, it was dope to have one, have your AV, you hopping on the bus or jumping on the train, like, you
Yeah.
outside with it, like, you know what I'm saying? Now niggas adults, like, from the house to the car to the venue back to the car home.
Exactly. It's different. It's
Even,
different.
like,
Yeah.
even having a heavy coat, you don't really get to use it. Like, you ain't waiting on no bus stop with it. Like
Right.
you're not nowhere long enough anymore to have to like you're not outside selling drugs on the corner no more. Like we not that we ever never did, but like you're not enduring this weather like for long periods of time, especially the cold. When
Yeah.
it's hot, cool, dope, beach time, whatever. But as an adult, I don't. Is the heavy jacket dead for the average adult now? Like,
It's not. It just depends on your activity, like you said. So these Avirex jackets are dope because it's an ode to Nas and Belly. So I love the fact that they're looking at that. I thought about getting one, but then I was like, same thing you said.
where am I
Like,
gonna wear this to? As
yeah,
much as I love this jacket, where am I gonna go that a regular hoodie won't suffice? Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah. I
saying?
mean,
Like,
it really just depends on if you're outside like that, you know. But then you have people who just have money, and they're like, if I step out for that 5 minutes that I'm walking into the spot, you get to see it. It really all depends. I mean, they're making this stuff for the stars, right?
uh-huh.
Because, so for instance, and I'm gonna talk more about it later. Little Baby concert, Durkio came out with the white Avirex.
That
He was
shit,
in New York. It made
the
perfect
white
sense.
one's
It was,
hard.
shout out to Dirk. That was so strategic. So they're making it for them. They're not making it for me, people like me and you
Mm,
that have a A and B destination, and that's it. We have
yeah,
nobody that's gonna really see us like
not
that.
performing.
You know what I mean? It's for us as consumers to be smart enough to see that, right? You can spend what are they asking for, like $500-$600 for that?
A cool stack now.
Oh, a G stack?
Yeah,
Yeah, so they're asking for a G stack for that. You can possibly get yourself in the probably next couple of months or whatever a Freedom Cage podcast jacket for less. you know, what I
coming soon.
mean? You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? But yeah, to your point, like that's where being a smart consumer comes into play, right?
yeah, you gotta be smart, man. As much as I
Yeah,
like it, the appeal is dope. A lot of nostalgia to it.
yeah,
I got a feeling I'll get it. I'll try it on a day, come in the mail, cause I ain't going to pick shit up no more.
right.
Like try it on, like look back at it, some gay shit, like, ooh, look at the AV,
I used to
I got
look
the
back at
logos,
it.
like nice, you know what I mean? Maybe throw one of my favorite hoodies under, like,
yeah,
woo,
yeah,
like, ooh, I forgot how heavy this was. I'm kind of hot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Take
yeah.
the shit off, put it in the closet,
Yep.
go back to the TV, and put some shit on real
No,
quick.
yeah.
That's what's gonna happen, but
Absolutely,
I don't
man.
know.
Absolutely.
But babe, if you listen, Christmas is coming up, so I'll definitely wear it more if it's a gift.
Definitely, definitely, man.
Oh man. Oh, this back outside tour. You was bringing up a while ago.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So took wifey to go see little baby, man. Back outside tour. That shit was
Lit.
lit,
It was lit,
man.
lit.
It
Nice.
was lit, but it made me feel old,
Yeah.
old.
We ain't
So
old, man. We ain't, oh, don't say that. You heard me.
let me tell you a story.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? So when we get there, right? First of all, I gotta send a shout out to my son, and I'll tell you why. My you would think at this point in my life, as a man, as a black man, I would never leave the house without everything I need. I pick up Shay. We find a parking dumb far from the spot because the cops, I guess, because it was the back outside, so it blocked off like 2, 3 blocks on Atlantic. So we walked, and when we get over there, fam, I don't have my ID on me.
Well, how did it go with tickets? You just had to scan on your phone or something? Or?
But I still don't have my ID. It don't matter about the ticket. They need to see the ID.
Why? If you had a ticket, make sure you're 21.
They got to see the ID. That's just the way Barclays work, right? So
Mm.
I go to one of the people. I'm like, listen, don't laugh. You know, because I'm a grown ass man. It's
Yeah,
not like I'm
so I get it.
20, 20.
I get
Yeah,
it.
I got no excuses, right? So I walk over to the homeboy. I'm like, yo, I don't have my ID on me. What can I do? He looked at me like, really, bro? And he looked young. Like, he was like, really, bro? He was like, all right, let me go ask them at least if a picture will do. I was like, all right, cool. So he comes back. He said, yo, you get you a picture? You good? I'm like, cool. The only people at home that have access to my ID is my mother, who is about to turn 80.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know about y'all 80-year-old relatives, but my mom has no phone literacy at all.
Hmm. Hmm.
And my son. So I called my mother and I was like, go upstairs, take Darius with you. I need somebody to take a picture of my ID. When I tell you this little boy got on his iPad, took the picture of the ID, got it to me. I would not have been able to enjoy this concert, bro,
Mm.
without your godson, bro.
Mm.
Like
That boy came in the clutch.
he came
Shout out
through
to
in a
D
clutch.
Money.
So we ain't done an appreciation in a while. Appreciation to my son. I love
Oh
you,
man,
Darius.
that's
Cause
great news. Oh man,
my
congrats.
yo, my wife Shay was looking at me with like, really, nigga?
She's like, I'm gonna go in without you.
Like it don't make no sense for both of us to
I'm
miss
gonna
this.
FaceTime you
You know
everything.
what I mean? It was a bit of a struggle, to get to it, but he did it, man. He
That's
did
what's
the
up.
job, man. He
Congrats.
helped my mother out. But after we got past the dumb shit, right? We
Okay.
get in. As soon as we get in, Coyle Ray is performing. She's a dope performer at that.
Oh, cool.
Right away, man, these young girls come and they are right next to me and Shay.
Hmm.
Soon as homegirl comes, she got one foot on the chair, one foot on the fence, and it's just like ass bouncing, ass bouncing, ass bouncing. Now the stage is this way, bro. Ass bouncing, ass bouncing. Shay's right here. So I'm trying to enjoy the concert.
God, yeah.
Ass bouncing, ass
Ass
bouncing, right? So now we probably about like a half hour in, and Shay whispered in my ear, "You enjoying that ass, ain't you?" Yo, I couldn't stop
He's like, yeah,
laughing.
what that going, man?
I was like, I'm watching Little Dirt, man, like Dirt.
Dirk, yo.
But niggas is outside, bro.
Yes.
It was good to be outside. It reminded me about everything about being outside at a real like rap concert,
Hmm.
and Dirk did his thing. I actually like Dirk better as a performer than his recorded music.
Yeah, he looks like he brings the energy to the
Oh,
shows.
for
So
sure,
yeah,
for sure.
definitely brings a element of slight danger. But
Yeah.
hey, that's what hip hop is. You need that
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, and I love the way he brings the kids out and they rap the lyrics. That
That's
was,
what's up.
I mean, listen, I know y'all gonna have conflicted feelings about it, right? Because it's not the best message in those lyrics, right? So,
Hmm.
but it was cool. You know what I'm saying?
I know. What's his name?
Yeah, the fact that they knew all the words was good
A
to
little
me.
scary, but
Yeah, and then of course, Lil Baby came out, did his thing, man. Um,
how
he
long was
brought
that?
out.
How long was that baby set? He had, cause he, yeah, a couple
No, no, no.
verses.
I'm pretty sure he couldn't get through everything. We cut out a little early because I wanted to beat the
The rush.
crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Copy.
But he brought out a boogie. He brought out acapella Gray. He brought out
Mm.
her.
Oh,
It was really, really good.
I'm
Like,
surprised her was there. That's what's up.
yeah, yeah. And I love him as a rapper, but when he like tried to like talk, it was kind of hard to hear him. Like, I understand him. He's got that raw, real strong country accent.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But when he raps,
it's clear as day. It's weird.
yo,
Yeah, it's
it's
weird.
it's insane. Like, now I'm almost curious. You know, I got to hear him rap live, and I understood him. So I'm like, oh shit! It's not like they're slowing him down in the studio or anything like
Mm.
that. So it was
He's a performer.
magical.
He just
Like,
he
you
just
know what I
he
mean?
really turns it on. Like
Yeah,
that's what's up.
man. Hell yeah. And he's really like, it was a light show. Like, he's got jewelry
I, be-
all over the place.
I believe it.
He brought out bags of money. It was insane.
He got it, man.
It was
200,
insane.
he told you 200 a show.
Yeah.
Like he's doing that.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Turkey on baby, that's what's up. That's like a good show.
hmm
Um, did they do the Garden 2 winners out here? Or they just at the Barclays?
I think they did. I just, why
Right here.
why go to the city anymore? You know what I mean?
I haven't been in the Garden, well,
Yeah.
I'm lying, but the Barclays right there. Like I don't got parking way cheaper. Way cheaper.
Yeah,
Oh
nah, it was
shit.
cool, man.
That's
It
what's
was
up.
really
That's
cool.
what's up. Big Tigga. I saw he was bringing Rap City back. I think he had Fat Joe on.
Yeah,
Is that the very first episode?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think because since he put that announcement on IG,
Mm-hmm.
that was the first one I saw. So I
Ah,
think that's the first one.
but that's dope. He's able to revive the basement kind of feel.
Yeah,
It looked more like a living room, but he got more money now, so
makes sense.
we
You
gotta
should get
do
out
it.
the basement
Yeah, it's
eventually.
time. You're an adult now. Like, you're moving to
Yeah,
the first floor now.
show the progression,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So I moved out my house. I'm on the
Next
first
thing will be the
floor.
penthouse.
Yeah, so levels. It's levels.
Definitely,
But
definitely.
yeah, if
Man.
he's bringing another platform, why not? Curious to
Absolutely.
see. I'm curious to know if he's just gonna not interview the rappers that were current when Rap City was current, or
hmm
if he's gonna also talk to the new younger generation. I think he would have to just to keep the show going, but curious to see how they do that. I gotta check out
Right.
that Fat Joe one.
Yeah, definitely.
What's up? Netflix, man.
Yeah, this next one we really gonna dive in because this has been the talk of social media.
Yo, Dave Chappelle, man. First off, thank you.
Yes.
Pure genius at work yet again. His jokes. It's funny. Like he's the only comedian I don't really tell jokes,
Right.
and that's why I love him. Like you know what I'm saying? Because you're watching like the punchlines are so sharp though.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? They're so sharp. So it's cool to just see how his brain thinks and how he orchestrates everything. But a lot of people weren't happy with the show that's going around.
They haven't been happy with his whole series on Netflix, but this one he sealed the deal, but he tied it all together. He
That's it. That's what he
definitely
always
tied it all
does.
together. So one of the first things I definitely like to mention is you know he poked at the beer, and I like the statement that you made earlier with that. Comedy is always going to be that gray area of inclusivity and diversity.
hmm
And like I was telling you earlier, I've always had conversations with people about that honestly because it's what we grew up with. Like you said earlier, we were molded by it.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I
Like
mean?
you just came here. You
Yeah.
know, it's like we very Bane with like sharp
Right.
comedy to that extent.
Right. So it's always going to be one of those situations where, and Dave even talks about this, as long as there's empathy in the group that is being, I guess, like you would call the butt of the joke,
hmm
there's room for a conversation about it.
hmm
And there are transgender comedians. I mean, a friend of mine's sent me an actual YouTube video. I believe the comedian's name is Flame Monroe, who
Fl-
sides with
Flame.
Flame Monroe,
Okay.
who sided with Dave Chappelle.
True comedian, brother.
And yeah, and was like, I mean, yeah, she classifies as she. She stated that, you know, she has three dogs in the fight: transgender, black, comedian.
hmm
And she was able to put all those hats to the side and be honest with the fact that we have to be able and open for conversations.
hmm
We can't just shut somebody out because they said something. Meanwhile, in the actual special, he talks about being the first one to give a transgender comedian an opportunity to perform.
hmm
And I'm trying not to say too much because I don't want to spoil the special for y'all, but when you listen to the special, you see the unique experience that this person had with him. But then the transgender community went off on this person.
Mhm.
And coincidentally, not saying the two events are linked together, this transgender female jumped off a bridge and killed herself.
Get out.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part.
You know what I mean? Now, it's amazing how we pick and choose when we want to poke and when we want to criticize.
Mhm.
And I just feel like this all this backlash on it is unnecessary.
It's comedy. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like it wasn't as if he wrote a novel and he reiterated these thoughts in text form. Like to
Right.
read this without the context and the highs and the lows and the voice changes,
Yeah.
it it may look super vulgar on paper. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But that you have to understand that's the art of it. Like he can make something that may not be as clean in black and white, but when you see it through his vision, it has a very very sharp spin and fun kind of demeanor to it.
Yeah.
And if you're not thick skinned and could just sit and take those kind of jokes if they are poked at you or whatever group you associate with at the time, maybe you shouldn't be watching comedy. You
I
know what I'm
agree.
saying? Like if you can't
I agree.
find the funny in this 60-minute special,
Yeah.
or just don't have the courage to turn it on, just don't do it.
Yeah.
If you are a sensitive individual, just don't do it. Because if so, he's going to hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
And did you get a chance to listen to his comments about the baby?
Yeah, that was early enough. I fell asleep halfway. I got to finish the show. But very true. Like he did some research. He saw he ended up killing someone in Walmart, unfortunately, um, and it didn't slow his career down. And if anything, it probably put it on a new trajectory
Yeah.
to get to new heights of hey, a rapper's never done that and live to tell the story behind the studio. You know what I mean? But as soon as he said some, I guess misogynistic, some homophobic slurs over on one of those I'm not rolling loud. It was I forgot what concert it was, but he said some wild shit aimed at the LGBTQ alphabet community, and Twitter, whatever that fake machine is, they kind of threw him under the bus. Like people started canceling his his appearances and shit like that. It was really trying to terminate his character from these words that he said,
Right.
but
Right.
the murder rap he beat was okay. That was cool. Like it happens.
Yeah.
But as soon as some words were said, like everyone flipped, and it was just weird. Like how a group could have that. It's not even power. It's just a lot of voices at once, so something sounds more amplified than it really needs to be.
Mm.
And when they turn it up, it's really loud, and no one can really feel like they get around it. But Dave Chappelle might be untouchable. He
I
might be.
mean, so honestly, to me, it is powerful, and I want to send a shout out to Industry Hotel. They actually posted one of our segments, so real shout out to those guys. We go way back, and they actually posted about these comments, and
Hmm.
people were commenting, say, Dave's 100% right. How this is one-sided. One person even referred to the Me Too movement and how the white women chose to do things a little too much, and Dave even talks about it in this special,
Hmm.
and they really didn't weren't inclusive to black women
Hmm.
with the whole Me Too. So my perspective on it, and this was before I even heard the special in its full entirety, was he right? Yes. But can we really be mad at a united community that has taken consistent stands and said we are not going to take any shit? And in hearing the special, Dave actually admits that he's not saying he hates the LGBTQIA plus community.
Hmm.
He's saying he's jealous of them
Hmm.
because we have never had that machine behind us as black people.
Mm-mm.
We
Isn't
have
that
never
weird?
had it. Yeah.
That's the like when he compared the two, I was like, he's fucking right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
And for me, I mean, my statement really didn't garner any comments or anything like that. But to hear him admit that on the special a week after I wrote that, it was like, oh shit. Like, you know what I mean? Dave has never been a lack of understanding someone.
mm-mm.
But we can't criticize the man for speaking on the fact.
Hmm. It's
You know what I mean?
like people can't take the fact that that fact is rolled up and presented in a way where to them it can feel demeaning. And
Yeah.
everyone's more sensitive these days, unfortunately. More access to technology, so you see the clip, the part
Yes.
that cuts the most in a
Yes.
7 second clip or a GIF or a GIF, whatever they call it.
Yes.
And you know, it pokes at them, pokes at them, pokes at them. Even when the people try to avoid it, I guess it still pops up in conversation in other outlets. And just the fact that they could just turn that up and turn it on just to shout, you know, obscenities and just say we are as a community are mad. I don't know who the spokesperson is for that group.
It's a community. It ain't even one person. Like the names that will stand out are the big names.
Hmm.
So if it's somebody that's a public figure or a superstar, those are the names that you'll see have, somebody's name like tagged to it. But the last thing I'll say on this, because I know we still got some more stuff to cover,
Oh no,
is
we here.
crucial conversations should always be happening. I think the problem with it is you have a lot of people that aren't willing to have those conversations. They probably don't even know how to have them.
Mm-mm.
Think about how people join a police force. You have people who join a police force to actually do good.
Help the community.
Protect exactly, right? But then you have people who have never had power before, who have never had a sense of belongingness and community before.
Not good
And
team players.
right, and this is a unified front where if I'm a part of it, I'm in. Like I got friends now. So they build that sense of community because they have friends now, and like you said, they're accepted.
Ugh, I don't know, man. If like I was saying earlier, if you are sensitive to these topics, if they do involve you personally, just just stay away from it. I can't, you know, I mean, we can't control what you do, but just for your own personal sake, if you can't, the old saying, if you can't take the heat, just kind of stay out the kitchen.
Right.
It's not your place to be. It's definitely not a Deja Post special.
Yeah. I agree.
At a bare man.
I agree,
Um,
man.
I want to give some quick flowers, man. Mr. Ice Cube. As you know, he made Friday back in '95. He's older, 30 plus years later. Now he's got something out called Friday Kush, and it won like the top weed award from some Wow magazine, like out of all the celebrity weeds they rated.
That's dope.
So he went from having Friday to Friday Kush, man. I gotta give him his flowers, but I just gotta make sure the THC preferred now. You know what I'm saying? It's the boy, like, just to see him his growth and like do all the cute cuddly Disney movies with all the kids and the ride
Yeah,
alongs.
yeah.
You know, Mr. NWA America's Most. Like it's just dope. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
definitely,
He
man. Shout
truly
out to
like
him.
he truly transcended and just navigated the whole way of from his beginning to now. It's just an awesome thing to see. But when you actually his flowers, man, real quick. Other quick sad news though. I don't know if you're into battle rap at all, but Hitman Holla,
Yeah.
famous battle rapper, of course, um, says he was on FaceTime with his girl and a couple dudes broke into the house where she was. He was, you know, like out of state or something at the time, so he was there to hear and I don't know much he was able to see, but she ended up getting shot in the face in this
Yeah.
invasion situation. Prayers to her. Hopefully she gets a speedy recovery and gets out of the hospital soon with it. But this is the fact that as unfortunate as the issue is, the fact that he had to physically see slash hear that through a video call, I don't even know how I would halfway react if, like, even if I seen something I couldn't stop on camera, it's just like, my heart goes out to him for that situation.
Yeah, that should nobody should ever have to go through that.
Nah,
Ever.
not at all. But quick, I just want to give a quick, get better soon, man. Nobody should
Mhm.
be going through that at all. Definitely lock your doors though. I spoke about that. Outside of the Back Outside tour, there's also a Legends of the Street tour.
Okay.
I know Boostie's in it, Fab's in it, and a couple other cats that we used to listen to, but not as much anymore. But unfortunately, they snatched Boosie up after one of these concerts.
Mm.
They said it was a brawl outside. Somehow they felt he was connected to it. They took him to jail, man.
Mm.
Free Boosie, man. Whatever they said he did. Yeah, he probably did that shit, but he ain't do it, man. He ain't do it, man. But I just hope Boosie gets out. He's just too funny to the internet world to just disappear for too long. Hopefully, it's a quick beef that they can fix.
True story. It's true story,
Um,
man.
Talk to me, man. It's a
All
lot of
right, so
stuff.
we're gonna head over to the sports section real quick, man. Touch on a couple topics. Let's start with the most recent issue that has been lighting up social media, and that's Jon Gruden out as the Raiders head coach. He was fired. Uh, let's give him the details, man. What's
Uh,
going on here?
all right. Unfortunately, this is a weird snowball effect from Washington football team, AKA or formerly known as, the Washington Redskins, of course. There was an existing probe on the owner Dan Snyder there, and during their probe or search or whatever they're doing to investigate their initial cause, they come across, the Washington football team's like email server, and it contains thousands and thousands of emails amongst personnel coming and going. Um, I'm not sure at what point this email was, I guess, found or leaked, but it was an initial email that was kind of aimed at a black representative within the football team of Washington, and he kind of poked fun at his lips. It was a small outrage. People go, "Yo, that was weird." That was like a Thursday or Friday. Sunday came. He coached regular another Sunday, and they lost. But then like the following Monday, some more emails got out, and
Mm,
it turns out he was going in on a lot of disparities that we can't deal with in current time,
mm,
as far as any woman bashing or any sort of holding back women for the whole referee stunt, the whole having a gay player not only in the NFL but on this team. Like there were a lot of dynamics that I just can't picture him composing an email. First off, like he doesn't even look like an email guy. You know what I mean?
mm.
But just the fact that he would take his thoughts and put it in character form and hit the send button on top of that is what the outrage really is. Because I truly believe a lot of people who work or deal with separate nationalities, but who may not favor them or care about them, they may have this same like kind of hidden dialect that they may
Yeah,
use. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But it's never exposed. It's never out in the open. It's something that's contained because they're trying to be professional.
yeah,
And him being professional in the email probably thought he was talking to a like-minded individual,
right.
thinking these will
Yep.
never get out. It's just two colleagues having a conversation about things we probably always talk about when we see each other. Those come out. Now there's real backlash on. They found 7 years worth of emails, which doesn't really help because I'm not really sure if over these 7 years you found 12 emails, or if over these 7 years like you had 6,000 total emails. Like I am curious to know what the percentage was of those emails that actually affected or said something disrespectful to or hurt a community. Like if you sent out 6,000 and you had 10 bad emails, not that it's something I could live with. You probably had some wild moments,
Yeah.
but the way it was kind of worded in the news, it made him look really bad. So he tried to take the high road, which was really a terrible road, and say, I don't want to be a distraction to the team. He resigns, but he never apologized for the emails.
Right.
And that's what's another thing that kind of struck with me. If you're not sorry for the email, then you truly believe in these thoughts. It wasn't a moment of rage. You know what I'm saying? That you could kind of fake, fall back, or blame this on. It's how you feel. They just now everybody knows. So it's like I don't want to be involved. You guys got a team to run. I'm gonna step back to recluse myself. I'm working my own law team. Good luck. How do you like? I just don't understand the flip from him having the additional rhetoric of misogynistic text, bashing other I guess species, so to speak. But you can't. My another side question. Before you even answer that, how far back is one able to go if they're able to pull some unfortunate information, dirt, whatever you may call it,
Yeah.
and hurt your current life standing? Is there a limit on that?
No. Because once you put it on social media, it's out there, man. Like, there's no escaping that. It's so John Gruden just looks like the type of guy that isn't gonna explain himself.
Mm-mm.
So I hear where you're coming from. You didn't apologize, but technically, if you say anything, now we're really listening. You know what I mean? Like once you open your mouth, you better say I want to say what
Mhm.
everybody wants to hear.
Mhm.
But then again, I don't know if I'd have been mad at him if he said, "Yeah, I said it." It was how I felt, but I never prohibited anybody from doing
That
anything.
never stopped a bag. Like, you
Yeah,
know what I
like
mean? Like,
the the player on my team that's gay still got the same playing time as everybody else.
mhm.
I never disrespected the ladies that were refereeing.
Mhm.
Like it's we have to be careful how we handle these situations because we did the same thing with homeboy from the Clippers.
Mhm. Private conversation got out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's they go run and hide now. And we can't be out here trying to get inclusivity and get everyone to sit down and have a conversation and then as soon as we hear something from someone, oh nope, they gotta go.
Like, and it's almost immediate.
Yeah.
Like the turnaround time is ridiculous when it regards a homophobic slur.
Mhm.
Like, I get it, but like, I just want to make. I just hope that it's the same. It should be the same turnaround of like the N word said by someone who's not of said culture or understands the true meaning of the word. Like, it's just something like they should all be on an equal playing field where no matter what's said, if it was wrong to any division, community, entity, nationality, they should be reprimanded for it if it was on a public, if you're a public figure doing so. Well, even if you're a local teacher and you still fucking up and it gets out, you gotta go.
Yeah.
But as far as where's the line drawn versus your personal thoughts versus you acting on it and you being kind of persecuted for your thoughts that got out that you didn't act on, it's a weird area. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know how people like whoever they want to shine a light on, if they shine bright enough or look deep enough, they might just find something.
Everybody.
And if they
Everybody.
find the wrong thing at the wrong point in your life and pull that back to today's time and ruin whatever you currently got going on because
Yeah.
of that, that's big, man.
Yeah, if we're trying to hold people to this perfect standard of never having a bad day or a bad moment, then we're going to lose a lot in
Quick,
this culture, right?
quick.
But at the same time, I do recognize that we have to, be sensitive and cautious to the oppressed people.
Hmm.
So hey, listen, you gotta be smarter than that, man. This is the same guy that was probably sitting in practice telling guys, you can't do that. You gotta be smarter than that. Now they looking at him like, Coach,
Like,
all
like
those words of wisdom, you ain't follow it. Like,
you wasn't like was it bullshit? Like that's the real
yeah,
question now. Like all his players, a lot, probably 80% of the team is probably black. Like,
yeah,
how do they feel now? I want to know how they felt for that Sunday game where
yeah,
it was the black email that went out before the game, and you still got to go, perform not only for your fans, your team, but you're playing for a head coach, and that head coach
yeah.
is the head of the situation. And then come Monday, something else is said about another group, and now he's gone.
Mhm.
But these last 48 hours was like, we'll see what happens. Let's kind of see if the crowd dies down about it. You know what I mean? And if
Yeah.
these other emails ain't come out, he'd still be employed. I don't know if a fine would have been issued,
Right.
any suspensions would have happened. Keyshawn Johnson was saying he's just always been a fraud to me. From day one, he's been a used car salesman, and people just bought it.
Mm.
I love Keyshawn, man. Like, but like, I just felt like he just had this sitting in his drafts for like 7 years.
Yeah.
You know what
Kick
I'm saying?
kick him
Like,
when he down,
he
man.
can't wait to
Yeah.
get this line off about Jon Gruden. Like, I
Yep.
think he wanted. Did he want to chip with him in Tampa?
I'm not sure.
I don't know if he was there when he got it, but it was weird. Like, I just don't know. I haven't seen Keyshawn in like. I don't think he's doing any the Sunday shit. He's on none of the networks that I've seen him. I don't know, but people just gonna be mad, and I get it.
Yeah.
They belong to, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers also put out a statement. They said the Tampa Bay Bucks have always advocated for purposeful change in the areas of race relations, gender equality, diversity, and inclusion for many. While we acknowledge Jon Gruden's contributions on the field, his actions go against our core values as an organization. Therefore, he will no longer continue to be a member of the Buccaneers Ring of Honor.
Yep.
They are going to put a very tall ladder up and literally remove his name from the Buccaneers thing. I get it. They're getting in front of it, but like I kind of felt that move. Not that it wasn't unnecessary, but like they're being very preemptive, which is scary. Like if you're willing to jump that far for a coach that's not even your current coach, for
Hmm.
something that he did that he kind of really wasn't with y'all neither when he did it. He was more of an ESPN analysis at the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just waiting for his mom to come out and go, yep, not my son anymore. It's
Hmm.
like, God damn, mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, does
Yeah.
anyone, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not looking for anyone to have his back. That's not the issue at all because he fucked up. But I just feel there has to be a line drawn somewhere where, not that you can make a line for this part of what you did is okay versus what this part isn't, but it's just scary, man. It's very scary hours and shit like that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I saw Tyson Fury, man. He's still doing it. Um, he
Dude.
whipped Deontay's ass this weekend, man.
Dude. It
Uh,
was so. I know we spoke briefly about this, man. I was like, Tyson's got this. Like, Deontay Wilder is a good boxer. He's a good boxer, and I like the fact that he went from just swinging for the fences to, getting more of a slight boxing approach as he started to go through his career. But he just ran into a guy that just wanted it more.
hmm?
And think about where Tyson Fury came from. I mean, this guy was on like all kinds of pills and drinking. He was out of shape.
Yeah,
Man, changes his life around, draw in the first fight. Comes back, knocks him out. There's the whole story about the equipment he wore to the ring.
yeah.
This one right here was definitely my vote for fight of the year.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? We still got 2.5 months left. But this gets my vote for fight of the year because they both left it out there in the
Yeah,
ring.
I didn't think Deontay was gonna get as far as he got after the first couple rounds, you know.
Yeah.
But he got to the 11th, man. That was big.
Yeah. But that man, listen, that Tyson Fury, man, he's no joke.
Yeah,
He is no joke.
he's all man.
Yeah,
Don't let the appearance fool you. Like he's all man.
yeah, yeah. But I give it to Deontay, man. He took some hard punches. He's got my respect for sure. Not
Man,
like he needs it, but
yeah,
he's got my respect.
yeah, he's a man's man now.
Definitely.
Some quick NBA updates, actually.
Yeah.
Players won't be subject to random tests for marijuana this season. According to the National Basketball Players Association memo shared with all players and shared by ESPN, it's just a policy that they started working on back in the Orlando restart. But testing will continue, just not for marijuana specifically anymore. So if you're still doing coke, stop that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you smoke, just try not to do it before the game anyway. But
About time.
it's a step a step, I guess, you know, in a I guess progressive way. Um, I know JR's probably tight, but yeah, it is what it is. Marijuana shouldn't be. It's not a better you drug as far as being an athlete. Like I still don't know how Michael Phelps did it, but
Yeah, I think it's just more so that you're putting a product out there that you're paying for. You want to get the most out of your product, right? It's like
very true.
putting the minimum like gas into a Mercedes Benz.
It's not gonna
You're
work.
not gonna get the best
You're
performance.
not gonna get the best, man. And we know this,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
So we'll see. Hopefully, I'm just curious to know. Although it's not, if they see it in the system, like I'm just curious to know if there's a list that will be announced, like every Sunday. Hey, if this week, you know, players A, B, C, and D tested positive, but they're the starting lineup this week. We'll see how they really play. It's like now he's gonna be looking at you with the high eye, like, you know what I mean? And if he's still killing those, it's gonna be funny.
No, yeah, definitely.
uh, uh, tell me about this fraud case, man.
Yeah, so this popped up on my feed, man. It was crazy. So 18 basketball players, former NBA players, were arrested on counts of fraud. This list consists of names like Glenn Big Baby, Sebastian Telfair, who I believe is locked up already, Darius Miles, Tony Allen. These are just some of the names of the 18 former NBA players. But it seems like Terrence Williams, I remember when he played for the Celtics, was the ringleader, and since he recruited the other NBA players to participate in the scheme and aided them by providing them with false invoices. So the whole scheme was, they would have a fake invoice like they went to go see a doctor, and the NBA would reimburse them. They have an insurance, with the company. So it's almost
Mm,
like if you have your health insurance right now and you pay out of pocket, in some cases you can get reimbursed by your insurance if you
Copy.
do like self-pay. So they were acting like they were actually physically paying for these services, then go into the NBA insurance fund to get the money back. Yeah,
Sneaky,
man.
sneaky, but somebody,
Yeah.
somebody found that binder, man, and they opened up a can of whoop ass on them.
Oh yeah.
I am curious. This is more of a, I guess, a white collar crime, right? So I'm curious to know. I'm curious to know what kind of. It's a white collar crime, but it's not a lot of white actual.
Yeah, I see where you're
You know what I mean? So I'm
going.
curious to know how the whole slap on the wrist is gonna go. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It should just be like, hey, what you did was wrong. 6 months from your service, that was bad.
Hmm.
But if they go, yo, y'all did this, 2 years each.
Mm.
Yo, it's like
Yeah.
hard time behind the wall. Like, okay, I'll tore you all. It's like I don't know if everybody would have got the same sentence if everybody really was white.
Yeah,
It's like,
it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how the NBA handles this. Yep.
um, I was hoping we would get this far. Your man Kyrie, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Um, he's 10 toes down on this no vax shit, man.
Yep.
Um, I can't even say I get it anymore. I can't get it with millions on the line. Like,
Hey, listen, like with Kyrie at this point, just leave the Nets. Like, just find a buyout and go do what it is that you really want to do. Because from what I'm seeing, and of course I don't have all the information, right? I don't have like Kyrie's number, be like, hey, bro, what's going on?
mm,
But every other player that has taken the vaccine has committed to this team.
correct.
KD, James Harden, everybody else on the Nets who's vaccinated.
Hmm.
You're taking the clear stance, like you said, to not take it. What's the goal here? Because if it's I'm not taking this vaccine, then you should just part ways with the Nets.
Like, how you gonna play if you can't play in the stadium or practice in the stadium? When are you gonna be with the team?
Yeah,
Are you gonna meet them at the away game?
yeah, yeah. To me, it's at this point, bro. I respect your choice, or it ain't even me. The team, like Sean Marks has said, we respect your choice, but fuck all that halfway shit, right? I think early October they were willing to say, okay, you could practice at the facility because the facility technically wasn't in New York City, so they were gonna make exceptions there. But then Sean Marks sat back and said, nah, fuck that. Like,
We
bro,
can't.
you have to make a full commitment to this team. Everybody else is here full time.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? You
We
gotta
we
do the
paying
same.
you full time money.
Thank you. Right? If I can pay you half your check, maybe we could work out a deal. But you want
Listen,
your
you
money,
want
right?
your money, right? Like, nah, you
Yeah.
can't. It's just too much on the line. Like, I don't know. I just don't. I just really hope his like the season goes, they move on without him. They end up being 1, 2, or 3 in the East. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I don't want him having an epiphany in like fucking mid-April. Like, all right, I'm gonna get the vaccine. What's up? I'm back on the starting team because the guy that took my place, he's probably molded, and you know what I mean. Everybody, they trust him. Like you
Yeah.
Kyrie's backup that stepped up, got vaccinated, did the work, put the, put the hours in. Now you're here with us. Kyrie just says, yeah, got the old Moderna. I'm good to go. Where's the playbook? Do they even like? How does this? What are we doing?
I think they'll take him because yeah, you know what I mean. He's still Kyrie Irving. Like this is the beauty of leverage.
Mm,
Like Kyrie knows his brand, his talent. It's there's nothing else like it in the league. So either you guys are gonna go through this process with me, or we can talk about buyout options or whatever the case may be. But in this particular situation, like so Stephen A went off on him, right? Like just pretty much saying how, he's not a team player. He is just continuing to show that he is not fully committed to the Brooklyn Nets franchise.
mm,
And then my son actually responded in kind, and my son is always really good with his responses. He focuses on the fact that Stephen A has always been the white man's voice in a black man's body,
Mm.
because he's always went against someone who's risked it all to make a personal choice and sacrifice something. He's never had to sacrifice anything in my son's eyes. These are
Mm.
my son's words, right? And he referenced Max Kellerman. And remember, we spoke about that, and I said I would feel very differently about Stephen A. And I don't even watch the show anymore. I would feel very bad about Stephen A. if he got rid of Max because Max was more black than him in his words. And this is what my son said.
Very true.
You know, he questions your blackness on
A
a
lot.
daily basis.
A lot.
You know what I'm saying? So I just put that out there because I I don't think Kyrie should be criticized the way he is, especially the way Stephen A is going in on him. But I do understand if you're a hardcore Brooklyn Nets fan that this is frustrating. Just make a decision.
If I'm a season ticket holder, I am pissed.
Yeah, make a decision. I'm fine with just seeing KD and James Harden out there. I'm fine. I just don't like keep hearing Kyrie still hasn't taken the vaccine. There's people who lost their jobs because they didn't take the vaccine.
Hmm.
Nobody. Kyrie's gonna be fine.
Just fine. Just fine.
Yeah,
We do forget it's just a child's game played by adults.
you know what I'm
Um,
saying?
I, I get it, but it's just hard for your team to kind of look at you as as a team player anymore.
Right.
They can't. You're not.
I think because of the relationship he has with KD and James, they'll be fine with him because it is a personal choice that just got thrown on people. So it's like over in Golden State, right? And Draymond actually had a great interview about this. This is too political where we're trying to condemn people for personal choices. The government made all these rules and now it's blowing up in their face in certain aspects of high driven revenue.
Hmm.
Now you got these sports players who said, okay, I don't want to play. Now where's the money going to come from?
Yeah.
Right? People are paying for league pass and for tickets because they want to see Kyrie.
Hmm.
Now you lose that revenue in some form of fashion. You'll
Very,
get it back, but
somehow.
it still damages the brand.
Very true.
So hey man.
Mm. Oh man. Speedy mental recovery, whatever it's called. Oh man, tough news for the NCAA man out in football world.
He said tough news.
my
It's
belo-
only tough news for Bama fans.
my beloved Tide man. They fell this past weekend at Texas A&M. Broke all kinds of streaks. 100 straight wins was broken. Haven't they've been good since '07. 19-game win streak snapped. 20, and this was also the first game that a former assistant of Nick Saban has actually beat him. He's whipped his kids, let's say, 24 straight times. But fucking got the best of my guys, man. I was tight when I seen that. But
and let the people know why this is so important. Not just being the first loss, but what a loss means for an NCAA football team.
yo, whatever and one, it's tough to get to the mountaintop.
Hmm.
Don't get me wrong, it happens, but just know when it does happen, everybody else is something in one too.
That's
So
right.
now you got to wait till everybody else starts to lose a couple to see if you can get back to the top. And the waiting game for greatness is a long one when you've been great for so long. So I got a feeling about. I think they're gonna bounce back. It's a playoff system now, so I think they'll still be at the top four when it counts. To at least get a chance to play for the national, but. It's hard. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, man. Man, I had to hear about that loss the other day. I couldn't watch it, but Nick's gonna be fine. He'll be fine. I'll tell you, he's not gonna be fine though.
Cool.
Have to jump back over to the NFL, but Urban Meyer. I know he's happy this new Jon Gruden he came, but we ain't forget about you, Urban. You fucked up, man. You can't be running your college antics.
You can't dodge FCP, man.
Nah,
we on it.
We see all that shit. But you can't just be leaving the team after a loss and just do your college routine shit. Like there's too many cameras on you now, bro. You can't be grabbing ass at the bar, bro. You can't, bro. He had like a bright pink shirt on and shit. Like you can't be doing. It's just nah, man. Like I don't know what clicked in your head that made you feel this was an okay situation in the slightest, but That wasn't it, man. I don't know. I know you lost the respect of the locker room already. So at this point, are you trying to get fired? Like, you know what I mean? I know you guys
Yeah.
like 0-4. The last one was pretty tough. You thought you had it, but you lost another one.
Yeah.
But are you trying to get one of these? Is the USC job still open over there? You know what I mean? You trying to squeeze back in onto the college platform
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
he's like a god. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just been making bad decisions for the Jaguars for the last like 2.5, 3 months. And the whole Tebow experiment,
Right.
and I mean, just
Yeah.
it's a lot of stuff that most teams shouldn't have to deal with, and you just adding another layer to this is just bad for your face card.
Yeah.
But hey, any college team will accept him today,
Yeah.
flaws and all. So he's got a choice to make. I don't think the owner's gonna fire him or anything like that. Just more so, hey, we don't stand for this kind of situation. We spoke with him, and he's not gonna go to more public bars and do that again. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we'll see, man. Hopefully the team can bounce back. They might have already missed the playoffs this early in the season, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens, man. We will see what happens.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely, man.
Oh man. I got a question for you. Meek Mill dropped an album. Did you get to hear it?
Yes, I did.
What were your thoughts on that?
I thought it was okay.
Okay.
It was okay.
Talk to me. Cause I only got like two good opinions on that album.
For me personally, I didn't get the slow down storytelling that I wanted from it. Right, I really didn't get that. And the cover threw me for a big loop. And there's
Yeah.
actually a viral video out right now of a white guy criticizing the cover because it's on a bus in Philly. And this is
Yeah.
shout out to G Money because he posted this on his IG. This white guy is just ripping it apart. He's like, "Black woman, this is what you want. This is how you want to be depicted. This is one of yours. This is his cover." It was much. It was a bit much.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Album wise, I just felt like he kind of lost himself a little bit as
Mm.
far as his own progression with his own album series.
Mm-hmm.
I know he had a couple of interviews where he said he felt like he lost it for a little bit, but he's getting in booth with these young boys again. These young bulls out here running, Dirk, the little babies of the world, and I kind of felt like instead of just seeing their hunger and then trying to find that hunger again within you to spit something that would probably would have been a lot better than what he did. I feel like he was just trying to be them through himself,
Mm.
and then I think it just kind of came out wrong as far as the tracks. You know what I
Right.
mean? I don't really. I hear him and it is his voice, but it doesn't sound like him. If that makes any sense, like it's
No.
just.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I was just a little taken back by that. I was a little upset actually
Yeah.
that I felt he should have worked the. I hate to criticize, but I felt he could have put a little bit more work in. We put a little bit more pen to pad. I feel like a lot of rappers are starting to. Nah, one take it, yo. I'm good here.
Yeah.
You hear my chains?
Yeah.
You hear my chains? I'm good. And then they
Yeah.
start, when they do the 16s, like,
And you know who actually spoke about that? Jack Harlow on the last episode of The Shop.
okay,
He was like in Atlanta, all they do is freestyle. Like they
yeah,
don't really write stuff. And you make a great point right now. There's times when that's okay. If it's a party record, if it's I just want to, have some fun. Let me go in the booth and see what I come up with. That's cool. But when you're talking about a body of work that you're giving to the people, that's supposed to be some thought put into it,
hmm
right? If you're that good where you don't need to write it down, then we should
kudos,
hear it on the track.
kudos. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But if you going with that, I got it muster and don't
Yeah.
deliver the I got it, like, audio, we're in a weird area now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you think you're nicer than what you really are. We don't know how to tell you because we love you. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I don't know. If he sticks around and do another album in a year or two, I just hope he kind of gets back to his old self, but just grow who he used to be, but not
Yeah.
knowing grow towards a space that's not you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm all for growth. Kanye changes every album. I love it.
Yeah.
But from him, I'm not looking. Not that I'm not looking for growth. I'm just looking for him to step it up each time.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's not. I just felt this album wasn't that for him.
Yeah.
Tough, man.
For sure, man. For sure.
Oh, remember last episode you asked me who I would want to take the last shot for me in a
Yeah,
WNBA
yeah.
game. I was like, if it was a three, I'll go with Diana. It was, close range. I think I might do Candace. And look who's in
Yeah.
the fucking finals.
That's right, man. That's
Right
right.
now, I think Chicago's up 1-0. I'm not sure they have another game tonight.
Yeah, yeah, we're actually recording while they're playing right
Okay,
now,
okay,
so
boom.
it'll either be 1-1 or 2-0. I know Phoenix is gonna come back hard, man. There's no way they're just gonna lay down, but Chicago is just a well-oiled machine. Well-oiled machine. You got Khalil Copper, you got Vandersloot, Candace Parker. I mean, they just play the game the right way.
I get it. Like, and the
Yeah,
fact that there was a number 6 seed just grinding through, like,
yeah, man.
I might have to get a pocket jersey, man. Might have to do it. Might have to do it.
If you get Parker, I'm gonna have to get Copper, cause Copper's nice, man.
The
I like her game.
Copper's
She's
nice.
out there hooping.
Copper's nice.
Yeah, man.
What else? Anything else you got happening before the next show?
Just trying to figure out what my son wants to be for Halloween. I mean, every time we talk to him, it's up in the air, So once he finally gives us the go ahead, like, Dad,
I know what I
this is
want.
it. You know what I mean? I don't know what trick or treating is gonna look like this year. Last year was bare bones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This year I'm fitting to just put some candy around the crib and be like, go at it.
Yeah. I
Um,
might. Yeah. Trick or treat. Like, it can barely stay in school. I don't know how we're gonna do trick or treat. I might just take them to like the sugar shop. Well, yeah, you got $20 each. If it's over on weight, it's going back. I'm sorry. I don't care how many gummy bears you got. You got to cut that weight off. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's like the safest street candy you can get.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
It's like, it makes any sense.
I hear
But
you on that.
my Kennedy, she wants to be an evil princess. Me and Jen kind of struggled with that. It was like, let's just see what we see in the stores. You know what I'm saying? So she ended up seeing like a little princess guy. She's like, oh, this is perfect. She's like, it's okay. It's not like evil. It's like, it's a real pretty pink. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, oh, no, this is perfect. We're like, perfect. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I don't know if we're going to do like evil makeup, but we'll figure it out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But Halloween should be interesting yet again. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
yeah. It doesn't have the same, and it's funny because 2020 was a lot rougher, right? It doesn't have the same hype behind it like last year. I think it's because last year, like, there was all kinds of plans. There was plans for Darius, and then there was plans for my wife and I. This year it's just like we race into November. You know what I mean? Like we just try to get past October.
Just trying to get out this year at this point.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, what else is happening the rest of this month? Some more football, more work,
yeah,
regular
man.
shit, you know.
Yeah.
Um, not major. Not much I can think of anyway. Oh my God, this weekend, Versus. Who you got?
Who's doing the verses this week?
KRS One,
Oh yeah, and,
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy, right? I gotta go with KRS One,
I
man.
was having this conversation at the shop, man.
I gotta go with
This
KRS
nigga
One.
Russ, yeah. I was telling him like, yo, I think KRS is going to implode. Unfortunately, I think he has so much material to choose from. It's not gonna balance out well. Like, and
I don't know, man, because he's always been strategic with battles. Unless he's lost a step, which I refuse to
I'm pretty
believe.
sure he hasn't lost his stuff. He probably definitely got
KRS,
better
I'd be
if he
surprised
if he
if he
lost.
loses this. I'd be
Because
surprised.
don't get me wrong, they both got a ton of hits, but I think the quality over quantity thing might be in Kane's favor this time around. But
Okay.
we'll see. We shall see.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Other than that, I can't think of nothing else
Yeah,
happening.
no, man. It's we're closing out October on a good note, man.
hmm
And y'all already know what time it is, yo. It's that part of the show where we're so sorry we gotta say bye to you.
hmm
Bad. We
Hey,
gotta say bye
yeah,
to you.
you ain't gotta leave. You can just go back to episodes and hear that one.
That's very true.
You know what I
That's
mean?
very
Just gotta
true,
get out of
man.
this. Just gotta get out of this track.
Yeah, because we gotta go home. But listen, please subscribe. Please keep
Yes, yes.
tuning in. Hit up the comments. Hit us up on the social media handles, man. We love hearing from y'all.
Mm.
Shout out to our TikTok followers. You guys have been so awesome. engaging in the comments. Whether you love us or don't like what we're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
we appreciate you just checking in with us, man.
Right.
But right now, you are now released
Dun.
back into your regularly scheduled programming. Corporate life, parental life, entrepreneurship, whatever it is that you do, we salute you. I'm Senor Lee.
I'm King Capnick.
See you back next pay week when we lock back in to a free state of mind.